In this video I'm going to be showing you this. It's the Dyson DC24 from around 2008 when it first came out. Now what I want to do is just want to show you around the vacuum some of the features and benefits that it offered at the time, because this is no longer for sale by quite a long way. Also what I want to do, because it does actually work, I'm just going to give it a quick clean and maintain it to see how well I can bring it back to life. Over the years I've done quite a few cleaning videos on YouTube and they've done really well, got a lot of viewers. But something that's commented quite a lot is where I do the recordings at work in the sort of kitchen utility area. People are always commenting that when I'm cleaning some of the items, especially some of the dusty filters, I should be doing it in a more of an open air area. As the weather's really nice out here on a Sunday afternoon, I thought I'll come and record it outside. Also, when it comes to cleaning it, it's going to be a lot easier than having to do it all inside where some of the dust can come back up at you. So as I mentioned earlier, the DC24 was launched in 2008, and at the time it was quite unique in the fact that for a Dyson ball cleaner like this, it was actually very lightweight, at around 5.5 kilograms. Most of the other models at the time were several kilograms heavier, and at the time this was quite revolutionary, and I must admit as a company we actually did really well with this. There were several models of it, so there was the standard DC24 like this, there was a DC24i, which is an independent model, which was mainly exclusive for independent retailers like ourselves. Also, there were different versions of it, like the multi-floor and other variants of it. And normally what happened is what Dyson would do is they would put different tools with it. I'll go through some of the tools and accessories it will have come with, but that's the main difference. Also, the colour will have varied a little bit, but this is quite a standard colour. So where you've got the bronzy yellow and the grey, that was quite a traditional colour at the time. If you're comparing the capacity on the bin on this model compared to other models at the time of Dyson vacuums, then this is quite a bit smaller. It's between 0.7 and 0.8 litres compared to other models which were around 1 to 1.5 litres. So the bin size was a consideration, especially when we were selling it to customers. As you can see, the maximum is up to there anyway, so you couldn't go all the way up to the top. If you did, then you started to lose suction in here. As you can see, it's had quite a good life, and I suppose after 16 years of use, I think a lot of vacuum cleaners wouldn't have even survived that. But as I say, it does still work. So what I want to do now is to just give it a quick clean, just see how we can bring it up and bring it back to life. So I suppose first of all, I'd want to take the bin off. This is something that I've always enjoyed about Dyson vacuums, how easy it is to take the bin off. Fortunately, the bin's already empty, so the customer before us has already emptied the bin, but there's a little bit of residue to come out of there. And then to take the bottom part off, all we need to do is just to split that like that. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to just get a brush. So first of all, just give this a bit of a brush out, and this is really where I've got the advantage of doing this outside because it's lovely and sunny. It's always nice to be outside when it's like this. There we go. So let's just brush some of these bits off first. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of dirt and dust around here. So let's just get rid of some of that. Now what I will do is I have got basically a bucket just below me. So a lot of this, the bigger particles are going to go into the bucket, and then I'll go and get rid of them later. But all I want to do for now is just to give it a bit of a clean. There we are, so nicely brushed down there. Let's just pop that to the side. And as far as the main body of the vacuum, as you can see, there's not a huge amount that needs to be done. Just give it a quick brush down here. There we go. So that itself is looking a bit better. So there are a couple of filters in here. Now the first one is just at the top. So if we just take that out, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and wash that in a moment. but just for now, you can see inside that is actually really dusty. So things like this can make quite a big difference to the performance of the vacuum, especially when the filter's clogged up. There we go. So yeah, even with that, you can just tell if I just brush it a little bit, then that's pretty dusty and dirty. So I'm just going to leave that for a moment. I don't want to do that out here. I'm just going to go and wash it in the sink in a moment. And then there is actually a second filter, which is actually located within the ball at the bottom. So all we need to do is press the foot pedal at the back, gently rest that down, and you've actually got a button on here. So if I press the button, then that just takes the shroud off there. Just give that a quick dust down while I'm at it. And as you can see in here, this is actually really dusty and dirty. So all you need to do is to take that out, and the state of that filter, that certainly will not have helped the vacuum. If I just just give that a bit of a brush down, then there's a lot of dust and dirt coming off that. You can see that is unfortunately going back at the camera a little bit, but yeah, let's just take the seal off on the outside, and then with this, it is recommending, so let's see if we can read the instructions. So what we need to do is to give it a quick wash and then just bash any of the dirt and dust out. And it recommends to do that well, around 10 times, and then as it says, in the sunshine, just let it dry for, well, it is actually saying around 12 hours, but personally a filter like this I'd normally leave for around 24 hours. But I suppose I'd always try and get rid of the majority of the dust and dirt first of all. And just on the inside here, you can see there's quite a lot of dust as well. So I suppose a couple of options. If you've got another vacuum cleaner, then you could just vacuum it out, or do as I'm doing at the moment and just pick the bits out. That's well, even that little bit, it's looking a little bit better. But I suppose if you want to give it a brush, then really what I should be doing, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to find another vacuum and just give it a quick vacuum out on the inside there, because what I don't want to do is I don't really want to push some of the dust and dirt back into part of the internals of the vacuum. I really want to be taking it out. Now to carry on taking it apart, what I want to do is try and take the brush roller out at the bottom, because I think that could do with a bit of a clean. As you can see, there's a lot of tape that's been used on the side here. This is not in best condition, so I might need to have a look at fixing that or repairing it, or even just buying another little part here, because the customer before has used a lot of tape to hold everything together. But it was quite easy, so you just need a coin to loosen out at the bottom, which that's already loosened at the bottom there. There is actually a button just in the side, so by pressing that, then that side part just comes out. There we go, like that. And then that allows you to take the brush roller out. And overall, condition of the brush isn't actually too bad, considering the age of it. All I need to do is just spend a couple of minutes just taking off some of the, just pop that in my bin there. So just taking off some of the, I suppose a little bit of hair, but don't worry, I will be washing my hands after this. That's something else that people have commented on. I should be wearing gloves, but I'll be honest, I just tend to find it's a lot easier to do these kind of things with my bare hands, and then I'll just give my hands a really good wash afterwards. So just get rid of some of the, it's like cotton around here. I've seen far worse brush rollers over the years. Some of them they've really worn down. Some of them have had a lot of either human hair or pet hair wrapped around it, and that can limit the amount of, I suppose the amount of pickup, or the pickability of it. But overall, even just after a minute or so, that's actually looking really good now. So, and even the bristles themselves, they're quite soft bristles compared to some nowadays. Some of them are quite stiff bristles, which can really help with the pickup ability. But I'm going to pop that to one side because I think we're almost done with that. And under here, so all I'd need to do is just to get a cloth and to wipe on the inside here. So I've just come inside to do this next bit. and I'm just going to clean some of the filters and also the bin itself. So this was one of the filters at the top, and it doesn't have to be warm water. I just recommend using cold water. I don't know if you can see that, but the colour of the water at the bottom is very different. It's a little bit brown as it comes off there. There you are, just give it a bit of a squeeze out, and overall, so that one's looking a lot better. And just while I've got the tap running, this is the next one. So let's give this a really good clean. As you can see there, that is pretty filthy. I suppose I could have taken a bit more of the fluff and dirt off outside, but never mind. But nevertheless, that is actually looking a whole lot better now. Although my sink isn't. The sink's looking a bit dirtier, but never mind. There we go. And the last thing I want to wash in here is the bin itself. Now, some of the modern vacuums, I wouldn't recommend cleaning the bin because you have got electrical connections. But there are, if I just get one of my cleaning cloths, or a sponge should I say, it's not a cloth is it? So as I was saying, there are some vacuum cleaners where you've got electrical connections, and it's not recommended to give the bin a wash because you could damage the vacuum, but there's nothing in this, so that's looking a whole lot better now. I've just got a damp microfiber cloth, and hopefully I can start to clean around the vacuum, because sometimes the brush is okay, that's got rid of a lot of the surface dust, but I just want to give it a quick wipe over, just make sure it's looking a lot neater and a lot smarter. As I said about the bin, you want to make sure that all of these are nice and clean as well, all of the seals. That's it. But what I also want to do is to try and clean on the inside here. This could be a little bit tricky, but nevertheless it's looking, even just doing that little bit, it looks a bit smarter. There's only so much we're going to be able to get clean. But there we are. I'm sure Mr. Dyson will be proud of this, to see one of his vacuum cleaners brought back to life and looking a bit smarter. There we are, so I'll just show you that. So that's the half of clean, half of not clean, but not a huge difference, but nevertheless, let's just carry on and try and make it look as smart as possible. There we are, I think that should be okay in there. And then just give it a final wipe at the back there. There we go. So now I've got that bit on, then I'm just going to pop the brush in. So that just locates into the side there. And with this, let's hopefully see if we can locate it and get it back on, because it could be a little bit fiddly. There we are. And as it happens, I have got a coin in my pocket. There we go. So if we just turn this upside down, then rotate that. That's it. So it's a little bit loose, but overall it's still well and truly in there. What I might do is, as I mentioned earlier, I might see if I can get another spare part on the side here. So just before I put the filter back in, I'm just going to give that a quick wipe out inside. So with the filter here, all I need to do is just to put this around the outside of the filter, but let's just give it a quick wipe over. There we go. Don't know if you can hear, but there's quite a lot of birds singing at the moment. Really nice to hear. Round by round we get the odd dog barking, which is not an issue. But overall, on a Sunday afternoon, it's normally the birds singing and people mowing the lawns. So there we go. So now I've got that in, just clip that back into place. As I said, with this, what I have done is it has dried for probably 2 or 3 hours, so it is pretty dry. But once I've finished this and finished the recording of the video, then I will take the filter back out and then just leave it overnight just to make sure it's completely and utterly dry. And then now we've done that, then just locate that part of the ball at the bottom, then clip that back in, and that's it, done. As far as the main bin, so as you can see here, this is looking a whole lot cleaner. I'm glad I washed this. Sometimes on my cleaning videos, what I do is I actually just give it a wipe out with a damp microfiber cloth. But no, I'm really glad that I've given it a wash because it's looking a lot smarter. And let's just pop that back on there, clip it back into place. And just before I put the bin back on, I need to put the filter back in. And same idea, that it has dried for a couple of hours. Overall it is still a little bit damp, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to pop it in here, just show you how easy that is. But once I have finished cleaning the whole of the vacuum, finish the video, then what I will do is I will take the filter back out and let it dry. Just make sure that's nice and clean in there. There we are, looking a lot smarter. Now we can put the bin back on there like that. Now for some people who've not seen this vacuum before, or who are probably not as old as me, I suppose if you're not too sure about the vacuum, so you're thinking, well, it's quite a short handle. And that was really for storage purposes, but it does fully extend up and then just clicks into place, which personally I think was always a brilliant idea. And what you could do is you could just undo that, the cable management at the back, press the button on the front, and then the hose would come off like that. So absolutely fantastic design. But overall, this is actually pretty clean on the back here. So I'll just give this a bit of a wipe over. I don't think I really need to take the hose apart, but if you want to, you can do. You can just unclip it at the bottom and then take the whole hose arrangement out if you want to. And then that just pops in there. And there we go. So I suppose the main way of using the tools, I'll cover the tools and accessories in a moment, but the main way of using the tools was you could take that out and you could just put the tools and accessories in the top there, or if you wanted to, then you can actually use the handle and you could just clip that on there like that, and you could use the handle and put the tools and accessories on there. While I'm talking about the accessories, unfortunately the only one that I've got here is this one. This is the classic combination tool. Now Dyson have used this tool for years and years, well at least 16 years, because they're still using it to this day on their cordless vacuums. And the idea of this tool is, as it says, it's a combination of two tools. So first of all, you've got the soft bristles on the outside, and then press the button, and then it goes to upholstery tool. And as I say, it's something that Dyson is still using to this day. And I suppose, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's really what Dyson have done. They're carrying on using that. The design has changed slightly, but overall the actual tool itself is the same. There we go. And what you could do is you could just pop that on there, and using the handle like that, it made it really easy and a really good design. So if you had, say, cobwebs that you wanted to get from a corner of, or just above a cupboard, then Dyson had really thought about the design of this. But really, for the purpose of this vacuum at the moment, let's just take that off. There we go. Press that back in. So we'll just put that tool back on the side to keep it safe. and then let's just put that like that. So overall, design of the DC24, absolutely fantastic. Now we've finished cleaning the vacuum, put it all back together, I'm actually really impressed, really pleased with how it looks. As I say, it does still work. This is going to go on to a friend of mine, I'm giving it away, but nevertheless I'm really pleased with how it's looking, and I'm sure she'll be impressed with it as well. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on the DC24 Dyson vacuum cleaner, learning a little bit about the history of it and also watching me clean it. Hope you enjoyed that. I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up, click subscribe, leave any comments below. Do ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video. If there's something I should have done when it comes to cleaning it, then let me know for some of the future videos. If you didn't enjoy it, then just let me know why. I'm always happy for constructive comments. Anyway, thanks for joining me today.